welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first video of this new and wonderful series. And in this one we have the lovely TheMrNerdify versus Jin'rokh the Breaker in LFR. And TheMrNerdify is a lovely troll druid. He has an item level of 529 and he ended up having 204,000 DPS, which is not too shabby. Okay, and how this video is gonna work, by the way, he has a lot of hit, he can't do anything about it. Okay, I checked his armory, he just has too much hit and there's nothing he can do about it. Basically like every DPS in the world now, just too much hit on gear. Fix it, Blizzard. So how this video is gonna work is, the first thing I want to do is to just focus on the UI and the general stuff, the overview of the fight and how it all turned out, and then I will focus on certain situations. Okay, so let's start with the very first thing I wrote down, which is the UI is very neat. And while the UI is very neat and stylized, and I actually like the style, I really like the style of your UI, there's a couple of things that annoy me personally. So your trinket procs, I guess this is tell me when, so you have them here, but you also have them here. Okay, you have two add-ons tracking the same thing. I don't know if this is because you like the bars and the icons with numbers, but personally I would just go with tell me when. You don't need two add-ons to do the same thing. Okay, so just get one. Either use the bars or the icons from tell me when. But again, this is just a minor issue. The biggest issue, my biggest problem with this entire video actually, is your DBM bars. Okay, your gameplay is not perfect, and I think some of these kind of like derps here and there may be caused by this. Now, if your DBM bars go from up there to down there, their icon is covered by your buffs and cooldowns and stuff here. The end of the bar, which is the most important part, because it shows you, yeah, it's about to come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, is covered by your dots. And if you have any procs, they cover the entire bar and you just can't see it. So move the DBM bars. Move it somewhere where you can see it, but it's not obtrusive, just don't have it on top of your character, but just move it somewhere. I would recommend moving it here on top of your dots. Okay, it will still look stylized, it won't break the style, and you will be actually able to see them. But just please get this fixed. This is really, really bad. Okay, you need to see your DBM bars. Another very minor thing is berserking. I think you're using the same macro that I'm using, which is Celestial Alignment, Berserking, and maybe even Starfall, which means that you don't need Tell Me When for Berserking or Celestial Alignment. One is enough, okay? They have the same cooldown, they will always be up at the same time, so you don't really need both of them. Okay? So that's a very minor thing, though. Not a big deal. Next thing, you don't have Symbiosis, and there are rogues in the raid. You know what I am like when I see a rogue in the raid? I go, ah, Cloak of Shadows. Yes, get Cloak of Shadows. It's amazing. If you can't get Cloak of Shadows, get it on Warlock. If you can't get it on Warlock, I don't remember, it's like Undying Resolve from Warlock, something like that. If you can't get it on Warlock, get it on DK. Anti-Magic Shell is better than nothing. Okay, so Symbiosis. And probably the last thing with the UI is Innervate. Okay, your Innervate is available throughout the entire fight, and I can see healers that are kind of getting lower in mana, around the 50% mark. How I would deal with this, okay, if you're not raiding in a guild where a healer can go, oh, I need to innervate me, just make it tell me when that tracks mana of your focus target, and set it so that if your focus target is below 50% mana, it will show you an icon. That's how I do it in like pugs most of the time. I just have one of the healers. I just pick one. Okay, just pick the idiot that overheals the most and just spends his mana the most. Just select him as a focus and make it tell me when that tells you when he's below 50% mana. Okay, and that's it. Oh yeah, and you're not using bark skin at all. Use bark skin. It's amazing. Even if you're not about to die, just use bark skin. Taking less damage is amazing. And oh, almost forgot. If you're not using Displacer Beast, just get Feline Swiftness. Okay? You're not using Displacer Beast at all to get in the water, to get out of the water. Just get Feline Swiftness. You don't have to press any buttons, and you're just faster. Okay? It's gonna be better for you in the long run. So if you're not comfortable with using Displacer Beast, just get Feline Swiftness. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over some of the situations that happened, or some of the stuff that happened. Some of it was kinda bad, but some of it was really good. Some of the things you did I really liked. And the first thing we're gonna talk about is the atrocious Bloodlust. Okay? I can almost hear you go, fuck. When the time warp started. You're like, fucking hell. Are you serious? And this is gonna happen to you in LFR. Retarded people will press Bloodlust at just wrong times. And I just, it's always the same. It's like, fuck. I'm recording for my favorite YouTuber, the man I love, and you fuck me over with this Bloodlust. Are you serious? But you could have done way more. You know, this was the standard reaction. Oh, it's Bloodlust, I'm gonna pop my cooldowns. But no, if we pause the video and actually look at the timers, there's something better we can do in this situation. First of all, I don't know why my editor, my video editor, just pisses itself every time I pause something and everything is blurry. But you have to trust me now. In this situation, basically the default thing everyone's gonna do is, oh shit, no, it's Bloodlust, I'm gonna pop cooldowns. But if we just take a look at the timers, we have Thundering Throw in 20 seconds or so. Bloodlust is still at around 40, which means that we will have at least 10 seconds in the water with Bloodlust. And the correct decision here is to not pop cooldowns right away. And the correct thing to do is to go all the way to Solar Eclipse, pop Incarnation there, even though it's slightly weaker, and then watch the Bloodlust timer. When the Bloodlust has 15 seconds remaining, then we pop Celestial Alignment, and that will give us something that 99% of the other DPSers in this raid don't have. All their cooldowns with Bloodlust in the water. And that's what gets you on top of that DPS meter, top of that recount. Okay, so this was the biggest DPS loss throughout this entire video. Okay, what you should have done, and I know this might seem a bit hard to do, okay? Oh, you know, I'm trying to do the most DPS. Now the Bloodlust comes, bit of panic, you know. I don't really have time to watch the bars and calculate this in my head. But the more you do certain bosses and the more comfortable you will get with your class, you will actually start doing these calculations in your head automatically. You will have this mental image of the fight, and you will go, okay, so the Bloodlust is in blah, 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 I need to do this, I need to save my cooldowns for this, and I should do this. In about a minute there is this coming, so I should be in this eclipse, and blah, 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 blah. This kind of stuff will be happening in your head all the time. But you need to get there, okay? You need to get the mental image into your head. And this stuff will come just from repetition and practice. The more you do stuff, the better you will be at it. It's as simple as that. One way you can kind of program yourself to learn this is to always think ahead. Okay? What's happening now is not that important. What's coming is probably what's gonna kill me. Okay? If a hammer is about to hit you in 5 seconds, it doesn't really matter what's happening now. What matters is the hammer in 5, 4, 3. Okay? So kind of try to think ahead of time, always. You will get the rotation into your muscle memory, all your key bindings. You don't have to focus on them, you will just do it. Okay, when you have enough practice, after you've had enough practice, I should say, the rotation will just be something you do as kind of a side effect of doing the raid. That's just something that's gonna happen, and the most important thing is position and awareness, situational awareness, okay? And I'm not talking about this just because of the bloodlust, okay? You also are really late with getting in and out of the water, okay? You almost every time the thunderstorm starts, you take a couple of ticks from it while standing in the water, and when the thundering throw is coming in, you can see the tank being flung to the statue. You can see the tank landing, and there is a pool there. And after like 5 seconds, you're like, oh shit, there's water there. I should probably get in there. Which leads me to believe, I don't know if this is true, but I think you're focusing a bit too much on this part of the screen. Okay? Because here you didn't notice the water pool to your left, and here you absolutely almost ignore the water pool to your right. This also might have something to do with your bloody DBM bars being covered up by shit. Okay? That might have something to do with it. But I think it's mostly you focusing too much on this part of the screen. But all of these things that I've been talking about, they're easily fixed. You can fix them, okay? You can learn something, you can just fix them. And you're good. You're really good, actually. Your DPS is good. Your rotation is good. You're not ham-handed. You're not screwing up your rotation. Your rotation is great, okay? Just a bit of situational awareness, and you're gonna be amazing. You're gonna be fucking awesome. You're gonna do so much damage. And every time you go into LFR, there is gonna be at least one guy that will be like, damn balance druids, so OP. No, they're not OP. It's you being fucking awesome. Okay? So just keep practicing, and you're gonna be amazing. You're gonna be really, really awesome. Keep with it. Stick with it. Okay? You're a good balance druid. You can be amazing if you practice a bit more. So, yeah, even though I've been bitching a lot, that's because I want to point out the things that are currently holding you back from being an absolute fucking boss of a boomkin, okay? These are just little things, and they can be fixed very easily, which is good. Now, I wanted to talk about the good things you did, and the good things I liked, and one of them, it just embedded itself into my brain, and it's at 2 minutes 12 seconds, so let's take a look at that. So here's the deal. You have to get out of the water, and your dots are falling off. You redot at the perfect fucking time. Okay? At the last second, you redot. And I went, oh yeah, that was boss. That was boss. And I saw that. I was just like, his dots are about to fall off. His dots will fall off. He will redot outside of the water. No. No, I was a fool to doubt you. You redotted at the perfect time. That was awesome. That was amazing. So that was really good. One more tip for this boss I want to give you before I wrap up this video is when you're in the water and you have like Star Search procs, so shooting stars procs, or you enter an eclipse and you're redotting, or you're pressing Starfall, move to the edge of the water. It will save you a lot of time if you get focused lightning and if you need to get out of the water for some reason, okay? You're basically in the middle of the water. You sometimes move to the edge, but you don't move enough, okay? So for this boss, try to stick to the edge of the water. So you have to do basically as less movement as possible, okay? So you don't have to run through the entire water, hitting people with the focused lightning, and maybe even, failing to get out of there. So try to stick to the edge of the water. But that is it, okay? Once again, you're not bad, you're good. Little tweaks here and there, and you're gonna be fucking amazing. You're gonna be the boss, okay? And that's it for this video. I thank you a lot for your suggestion, by the way. Thank you so much, okay? I hope this video helped you, and maybe even someone else. I hope I wasn't too critical, but I was trying to point out everything that's holding you back from being an absolute boss. And I hope you can fix it, okay? So, thank you a lot for watching. I really, really hope this video was helpful. And If you learned something and if it helped you, give me a like. It helps me so much. It feeds my babies. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.